already live. Look at this, guys, what we're doing. Come on. And I guess I'm doing this for you to build. Boom. We'll get our stuff together. Ready?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna choke for 1 second.
No, don't do that.
I felt that go down the wrong pipe, you know. I was like, don't do this, you know. But I got some virgin juice in here, and then I got the first timer juice here. Just the background. But this is awesome. This is our very first time. And I wish one thing we didn't have today was the magazine, but we'll get them next time.
Absolutely, we'll get it.
We'll get it.
We'll get it.
You're not a fake it till we make it, right?
Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do.
It's still gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's gonna be amazing.
Look at that. We got what we do here, and we're starting, and who knows, it might be even more amazing than what we're starting it to be. I thought about coming to people's homes and doing the virtual cooking show. You know, have the camera crew with us, you know, and who knows? And either you can come to the kitchen, I can come to the kitchen. Hey, we'll do that, and you can maybe have a party of 10 people, who knows? And we'll go live with you, charge you a small fee, but the experience will be priceless, you know? So, hey.
You know, introducing people to the experience is always great.
Yeah.
So I think this can go further than what we probably envisioned, and the more that we do it, the more people will see the energy that we're putting in, because cooking brings people together.
Yes.
As you mentioned earlier, when you talk about soul food, it's the amount of love you put in. And if we can spread that love around by going to people's kitchen, that would be amazing.
That's right. That's right. To people's kitchen. All right, and you get it all called as the people's kitchen.
Hey.
We the people. You know, I got it here. You got to tell them a little bit about your seasoning, your line of seasoning first. Because this is what we're going to be using today. These here. This is the jerk, a little kick to it. So, me with asthma, the spiciness kind of acts up a little bit. Okay. But certainly the mild is, and if any of you guys been to Shantell's lately, you have had some jerk chicken, this is what you had. Some of our blackened fish, this is what you had. So, and if you haven't had none, come get some. All right? Yeah. So tell them a little bit about your seasoning.
Absolutely. So to really kind of take it back a bit, the story behind the story.
There you go.
So my mom was the main inspiration for these spices. One of the things that people struggle with, predominantly in the African American community or the African community in the diaspora, is salt, high salt seasoning. So my mom had diabetes and high blood pressure, and she could not find Jamaican seasoning that had low enough sodium, which still packed that flavor that we're used to in the Caribbean. So we simply came up with our own. Why? Because we care and we want to help the broader community be conscious about their health and minimizing the amount of salt they're intaking. Unfortunately, my mom passed before the vision could come to light, but we're here. We're here to share her story and to share her spices. And these are made with a lot of love.
That's right. So you're feeding the soul.
Yes.
Soul food.
Feeding the soul. There we go. There we go. There we go.
So that's us. Y'all listen to Mr. Vaughn, call him Vaughn. Last name Vaughn Parker. Vaughn Parker. I'm Shantell Williams. You know, and like I said, we're going to do some simple jerk chicken. It is, again, this is the seasoning. If you don't have some, you could always go to, I say Caribbean Kitchen Foods, which is short for Carib K
Foods.
Carib
K Foods.
All right, and to break that down, that is CARIB K Foods.com.
There you go, CaribKFoods.com.
Okay. So this is where you'll go get them, and if not, you can always stop by the restaurant if you're local. I think about $5. And Mr. Vaughn here will give you a little discount if you go to his website.
Yes.
You know, so, and then just go back through your Facebook, Instagram, and there'll be some future things we'll be doing virtually that we'll have you pay for, because we're going to give some exclusive secretness, you know, like to the fried chicken at Shantell's, or Mr. Vaughn got a couple of other ideas. He's his chef in his own right. So just a flavor, again, is what he said it will not miss, and it won't. So we're going to go through our little cooking dinner.
All right, let's do it.
Cast iron I love. And if your iron happens to be low, cook a cast iron pot. That's my mother said, oh, look at that. We spill it. Okay, we'll go here. Let me see, did I? Let's just go right here because I can already see it's squirting out of the wrong end. This here is canola oil, and I always say butter flavor. All right? And one thing, you said knives were where, Chris?
Right behind you. Right behind this drawer.
There we go. This is my kitchen today. So this is our Caribbean spice. In the magazine Growing Bolder, we are the centerfold, yay, yay. But on page 62, we have the recipe right in the magazine, which I forgot to show you, you know, so I would have it here to show you. But you can also go to growingbolder.com. You'll see that magazine, and I'll have, again, the recipe on page 62. And you'll see exactly what we're doing in words. All right? So I got about 2 pounds, a little less than 2 pounds of meat, which is chicken breast. I love using the chicken thighs. What you think?
I think dark meat is good. It really
Yes.
absorbs flavor. But white meat is also good.
Yes, I ain't mad. As long as you get the flavor. And all we simply did, I took some chicken breasts, cut them up, and I'm just going to dice them up maybe in 3 more parts. You see me, I'm used to always cooking a lot all at once with them 10 churn I got. Hear that sizzle. Yeah. Pour a little seasoning. You can mix that up while I cut some more. Sounds good. Hey, do this together. And I put the chicken first because the chicken's going to take a little longer than the veggies.
And, I mean, I can already smell the flavor.
Yeah.
Can you smell that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need some smell-o-vision.
Yep.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Need some more to just kind of move it around, get the flavors blended in.
And this is very easy. This can be done at home. Feed the family, feed the soul, something different, add some flavors to something during the week that you may want to try, experiment with a bit.
And one thing about it, you don't have to be limited by what we're doing here. If you want to add broccoli, if you want to add some cabbage, if you want any kind of veggies, kale, you name it, don't be afraid to do that, because this seasoning, when I tell you wakes it up, wakes it up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I wish y'all could just smell the flavor.
Yes.
I don't know, Shantell, we may have the neighbors coming by.
That's a good thing. As long as they bring something with them. We work for food too. And look at it. And I always say, let it sit for about, get it there, let it sit for about a couple of minutes so it can get that char.
That sear, that nice sear.
Because with this, you have onion. I know you have onion in here. I know you have a little clove, garlic, thyme, pepper, which it caramelizes right to the chicken.
I was just about to say that. Once the flavors begin to set in and it's searing, it gives you that caramelized experience. So that is great.
Something you can't necessarily get. Well, you can get it on a grill top, but it doesn't. How you say it doesn't remain moist.
No, because you're losing moisture. So this keeps the moisture in and allows it just to develop that nice flavor. And I'm just kind of moving it around. So some of the chicken that's on top can actually go to the bottom and get seared.
Trying to have every spot have its place.
Yes, absolutely.
I
know
it is definitely one thing. On page 64, or I think it's 63, and 62, 63, you'll see the picture of the yellow rice and the chicken on top. That is the exact bowl that I did. There's no color photo. I did it with my Samsung phone. So when it did, I was like, "Ooh, that picture is good."
Came out great. When I saw it in the magazine, I'm like, "Wow, it looks like it was taken by a pro."
I'm a pro.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks to my Samsung, you know. But I will say thanks to your dish because, one, I can't say enough about cast iron. I love cast iron. What I think cast iron does when we're talking about onions and peppers, I think it draws out just enough sugar in those veggies to make the pepper that you have in your seasoning, make it not so hot. With somebody who's not crazy about spicy, those onions and peppers add just enough with the cast to sweeten it up a little bit, and I go, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you some there.
And you know, one thing that we look for with Caribbean dish, we look for balance. So it's not just the dry seasoning. Later on, Shantell will add some of the fresh veggies to give it that more robust flavor.
Yeah, now a little bit more, then I'm gonna add these peppers.
There we go. There we go.
And then I'm gonna do a little lid on it. Yeah, that's about a nice little 2 cups there of your sweet peppers, which are red and green. They're not even spicy. And about a cup of onions, okay? And I didn't even ask Chris if he had a lid, because I want that to sweat just a little bit, undisturbed as I call it. Let me see, I'll look for a little cover while that cooks a little bit. One thing I know how to do as a mother of 10 is, hey, what you talking about with us? You see that?
They're having to be resourceful. You know, actually, this is something we do in the Caribbean a lot.
That's right.
We're very resourceful.
You know what? Go ahead. Talk about Caribbean.
A little goes a long way. A
Yeah.
little goes a long way. And, you know, we have a famous saying in the Caribbean, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you desire to do something great, things will just always fall into place, and you have to take advantage of some of the resources you have available to you.
Very true. I think, and let's go even further than the Caribbean. I'd say when I was just in Africa about 10 days ago, let me tell you. So I'm a person that always said, you know, oh, you know, whatever I got, I'll make do with what I got, or make something, as you just talked about. Well, man, my trip to Sierra Leone and Liberia, when I tell you make do, I make do look like we ain't went through nothing. Not only did I see people riding a motorcycle, there were 5 people on one bike. Wow. Not 1, not 2, not 3. I've seen that.
Wow.
5. And then I was just like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you have to.
And then about 4 miles down the road, I seen a dude with 2 mattresses. Not one. Queen size mattress. He was up on the gas tank, and the handlebars was here, and he folded one, and he folded another, and he was like, and man, when I say, I was like, nah, hey, he's doing it.
Yeah.
So we are certainly creative. Our roots are, we can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't tell us we can't.
You know, Shantell, sometimes we have to just kind of go back a bit. You know, you went to Africa, kind of saw how some of our people are resourceful.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we lose that
We do.
due to modernization, and just kind of dialing it back a bit. You know, as we think about what we're doing here, going into homes and cooking, bringing that family experience back, bringing that home experience back.
That's right.
And that's something that's missing.
Yeah.
You know, we respect, you know, the fast food industry, but, you know, actually doing something that you enjoy.
Brings you together.
There you go. You know, when you cook, you put a part of yourself into the meal. That's what also makes it soul food, because you're putting yourself in
your
what
heart.
you're doing. Yes.
Everything coming right here in this pot.
Absolutely.
And we getting ready to, listen, let me show you what it's starting to look like. I get to put my fingers in it a little bit.
All right.
Now, where did that water come from, right? We didn't add any water in that. Of course not. It makes its own. And now with that, look, I got this little flimsy spoon. I'm going to put that one down. Pick up this one. There we go. So, that chicken, you don't have to add anything but them seasonings, guys.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you're doing, but I know what I'm going to be doing. You know, this is a jerk chicken. Now, I'm going to leave the lid off, and then the water's going to dry out. And of course, we'll then have that, all them little flavors again marrying together. And they'll start to absorb right into that meat. And as the water is absorbed through the heat, through the meat, you'll start to get them little crisp edges, you know, over some yellow rice, which I got some yellow rice I'm going to put right there in that hot pot.
Yep.
That I just took off.
Sounds good. So while you're doing that, Shantell, I'll just kind of talk a little
Please
bit
do.
About the seasoning itself. So as you all saw, we only use one.
Yes, sir.
What you saw here, this is just one seasoning. Generally, when people cook, they have to use 3 or 4 or 5. They have to use garlic, onions, and you know a lot of powdered seasoning. We kind of took the guesswork out of that and simply just use the basic flavors that we know will deliver and just put them all together. So all you need is just this one seasoning to make this happen. And we've simplified it. And also you can, so we just use, you know, a fair amount because it's low sodium. So it's going to deliver a lot of flavor. Our slogan is really less salt, more flavor. So you don't have to worry about, you know, being overly, you know, salty or, you know, trying to figure out how you're going to get some of that salt out of it. It's well balanced.
That's right. And that's so important. I remember when I first started in Florida, moving from New York, when I came down, every restaurant I went to, they didn't taste the salt because they were used to it. But it was coming from New York, it was very salty. And a lot of things were seasoned with meat already. And me not eating pork, I'm like, well, man, everything's seasoned. So not only am I getting from the smoked meat and everything they've rubbed it on, sodium, what you've added to it, what you've, the preservatives in it, whether it was sugar, whether it was salt. I have 2 type 1 diabetic daughters, and I remember their doctor said to me at age 2 when my daughter, who's now 25, was diagnosed. He said, if you don't learn how to recook, she'll be dead by 15. Wow. Motivation. So that's what had me like staying away from seasonings because of the preservatives, because of the MSG, because of the salt, because, you know, the sugar. It would send her blood sugars like this here. And so I would start drying my own herbs and making my own seasoning. And first I just started using it for me. And then I took something from, oh, you should do that. And then slowly but surely, you know, now 25 years later, here's Shantell's, but it came from that. It came from the necessity of doing things. And at the same time, our family-owned restaurant, I now community restaurant that keeps growing because of people like you. You know, y'all hear that right there?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
That's how you know it's getting there. Smell your food, guys. You know when it's done. Notice we didn't have to taste nothing, but we know when we get ready to taste it, it's going to be done. Right there.
Oh wow.
Look at that.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That cast iron. Break it apart on you. Still very juicy. And right now I can, I don't even know how much time we were on here, but I bet less than a half an hour you can feed your entire family. And I love cooking on high.
I do too.
That way I ain't in the kitchen long.
I do too. You know, you have to pay closer attention when you're cooking in high, because things can go wrong really quick.
Real quick.
But it's a good way to cook.
It's a great way to cook. Timing is everything. We got our simple yellow rice. I got some celery in it. Either celery leaf or some celery when we're cutting at the restaurant. I'll have chicken wings and we'll have our little celery. And they're always like, hey, you want to throw away the stock? No, that's rice. And, oh, you want to throw away the leaves? No, that's seasoning. So, using what we have.
Yeah. Going back to
Not
the
throwing
source.
away from nothing. You know, so this is has been, I guess, a good time. I guess you guys want to see us plate it up before we go? All right, we got to plate it up.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Y'all want to come taste it too? Ah, we have some tasters. We'll fix them a plate or two and get their good. I'll get your silverware, and you can fix up the plates if you want.
All right.
That way we'll get you through. That's all right. Hey, you the host now.
All right, so let's start with some rice. This is a modest
right on
portion.
top. Yeah, nice little portion. That's enough to make you mad. So you want to come back for some more. Yeah, get that up.
This looks so good. Oh, wow. Wow, this looks amazing. Wow.
You're welcome. That's awesome. That yellow rice I often serve with the jerk chicken at the restaurant, along with some collard greens and cornbread. And certainly when you come there, this is what you'll be having. So again, if you don't want me to cook it for you, you can make sure Mr. Vaughn here can already put it in the jar, and you can cook it for yourself right at home. Yeah, man. Put it up on there.
All right, all right.
Isn't that good? You see that? Oh, yeah. Still smoking. Then we got one more.
All right.
Look, she over here. That's your smell-o-vision right there. Look at it. We even got some little wine to go with it for the adults, of course. Got it in there. I love it. Oh. And you're talking about even better the next day? Listen.
Flavor set in.
It's like in Italian when you say your sauce tastes good or tastes better the next, that's the same thing. You know, make sure you cook a decent portion. That way you have for yourself at lunch. You know, never mind going to fast food. You got it. Let's get you another fork with it. See the family back there? Look at that.
That's a Currently Kitchen family.
You said representing, guys. That is awesome. We thank you. We hope we haven't taken too much of your time. We hope you learned something. Again, we have these on sale at Shantell's. Also, you tell them the website.
CaribKFoods.com. CaribKFoods.com.
So make sure, guys, we're here. Again, coming to your kitchen. You can call us. You can tune in at chantellsinsanford.com for the website, Facebook, Instagram. Hey, let's work together. Let's see what we can build together, all right?
Let's change some lives.
That's right.
All right.
On the same time. Love you. Thank you, Vaughn.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hey, thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
Peace, y'all. Till next time.
All right.
Bye now. Man, that was good. I'm gonna be something. I'm gonna get some.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, hey, you ain't doubt it. I didn't doubt it.
Yummy.
I'm gonna taste something too. Get my fork. I'm gonna give me a spoon because I love eating rice with spoons.
Kristen person, he can come and try some.
I don't know.
What'd you say?
Disappeared. I'm like, where's the family that
Oh,
live here?
listen, they'll be around, and if not, hey, on them. That is awesome. Let's see.